What it do? It's Kev Magic, Kevy Mohoni. You know what it is. This is the Carve Daily Podcast. We have amazing talent joining us today. But before we get there, Changli, what do you have to say about this?
What's up? To be honest, I'm just really excited to be here because it's finally a time where we can all come out. And the Carve Daily Podcast can finally be in the streets, get to talk to people that are in the streets, who are doing the most for South African culture, and it means a lot for me to be here. So I'm actually excited. So okay, just say. But today we have Champagne 69 with us, okay? And I remember one time I did an interview with them back in the day, and there was some Bacardi house party thing at a house somewhere in Joburg, and they were lit.
They burned the stage. Have you seen these guys on stage?
That's about people are burning.
My God. People are burning.
So, but it's so Hanamori Black and so, and Champagne 69, how you guys doing? Thank you so much for agreeing to come speak to us on Carve Daily Podcast.
I do want to mention before we started, you guys didn't see it, but they did a thing where they made eye contact, and then they did like a finger thing that showed them, oh, now it's time to start. So you didn't see that, but I know what happened. I watched it happen.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Wait, I actually want to ask you, are you a big Nicki Minaj fan?
I guess, I don't know, maybe.
He's asking about Chun-Li.
Oh, no, I don't know. This guy.
I gave her that name because there was a point where she had this other outfit where you had your pink hair and everything.
Pink and purple, sorbet kind of hair.
So she looked like Chang-Li. I was like, shit.
Yeah, my little spinning kick get blind.
I'll school her afterwards. She hasn't got.
No, little spinning kick get blind. This spinning kick. Tell me how to do this.
But guys,
tell us about why you guys here. Obviously, I'm not surprised that you guys are here. Mara, why?
Well, we're the hosts of the whole Put Me On competition, so they said we must just pull up, so we're here.
Yeah, William, say the brand name so we can pay the bills, boy.
Yeah, Sportscene, Puma, Def Jam. They called us. They said we need you on the stage to come host. So we're hosting like this year's Put Me On competition. And we're just here to show love, show support, maybe even get in the studio with some of the artists upstairs. And
that just means you guys have access to basically this top 5 and what it meant and the journey to getting to this selection.
For sure.
So you guys have a proper understanding of what the South African hip-hop music or industry it sounds like at the moment. So from that journey, what are your main takeouts about the ideal sound that we get into here right now?
You wanna do this one, boy? I'm gonna cry, dog.
No, I know exactly what he's
I'm gonna
crying
cry,
is.
dog.
You're gonna cry?
I know exactly what he's crying is, but I think like judging from what I've seen now, it's a good mashup of like what they're doing in the US and what we're doing here with like piano.
Yeah. Piano come hip hop.
Yeah, like they use the log drum now, and like they use more authentic sounds because essentially that's what people want to hear. Like South African people want to hear more authentic sounds, especially when it comes to hip hop. And a lot more people are using vernac now, like more than ever, which is dope, like because that's how you really connect with the people. I know he's crying,
but they're all Model C, all of them. I know you guys went to, you understand?
Or maybe they're just twinging for the sake of fitting in.
Come and tell you, all these lights, they can't lie to be the Africans. All of them.
Okay, well,
but what's wrong with that?
we started the Africans thing.
This cry how we serious.
You know what? Let me just do it.
I think I know where he's coming from.
No, guys.
Do you feel like they all sound the same? I'm just gonna ask you that.
No. They don't even sound the same. It's just the problem now is that Nasty C was pushing the agenda of Rona Rewas Khua. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, just so that you guys can understand that this is the agenda that we're pushing. But then at some point it falls off because South Africa doesn't want that thing. Do you understand? And I understand why it isn't wanted, but I'm afraid that the people that don't do that thing are not embraced. That is my cry. and they're embraced to a certain point. But if you want to push the envelope in South Africa, you have to come with Vanags. Not cry about it every night. My managers are like, hey, dog, come on.
He's always saying like there's a lack of individuality because essentially when one thing is popular in South Africa, that's the only road. If you're gonna come with something different, like you will never be embraced.
Yeah.
And that's what essentially we are missing in not just music, in just the industry in general, is a lack of individuality.
Yeah. Mara, I mean, we've seen it. We're not gonna name anyone, but we know how people will say this is a form of them being versatile and being able to jump in between genres.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that is something that could be another ode to the situation that you keep crying about?
I think the like understanding that you're versatile and practicing your versatility is important, but more than that, I think it's pushing an agenda. I think the people that we look up to, the people that we like follow abroad, they were all pushing an agenda. Drake wanted to cry on music and rap about life and about pain and all of that. Like that's what he was doing. He was pushing an agenda. So you can be versatile, you can rap on anything and everything, but if you're not pushing the agenda, you're not giving something that people can say, yo, this is what I know him for. Do you know what I'm saying? When
Like
Reese
a signature sound.
you understand?
Yeah.
And Reese had to go through what he went through, doing what he did, but he knows what his agenda is now. Granted, yes, that gave him a leg up what he did at first. I don't really want to get into that, but it gave him the leg up to say, okay, this is my agenda. I just wish people were pushing their agenda a lot more from the beginning.
But okay, I'd say, for instance, if I'm a musician and I'm trying to get in the game and governor put me on a 30 camp, and if it means something to change my sound from my yo and and then whenever no change because governor, that's what's happening.
For sure.
I want the opportunity, and I want to get the masses, and I'm thinking about what's gonna get me in. So don't you think those other 5 people or other people that have entered the competition are thinking the same way? What's gonna work for the audience? What's gonna get me in? What's gonna get me in that boardroom? What's gonna get me to sign? Then after I sign, give a album ela mathomo, then get a offer back.
Sorry, I don't want to hold this conversation up too much because I'm gonna cry for too long. But I think so it's okay to do that so long as you can sleep at night. I think that's where it ends. I don't want you to say, Aish, I'm doing it for the people, or Aish, like at the end of the day, music is personal. This is what I wanted to make, this is what I loved, this is the agenda I was trying to push. And then now if it's like, oh, it's a competition, or in order to reach the masses, I have to make this thing. If you're comfortable and you like that thing that you're making, then shop.
Yeah.
Do that thing. So long as you can close your eyes and say, I'm happy. Can't say any more than that.
Yeah, the happy part is the most important thing because when you sign these deals, a lot of people just sign for the sake of, I want to be famous and let's see what happens. And as soon as you start understanding the game, you're like, shit.
Then what I
signed the wrong deal. But nowadays, because the thing is, somebody mentioned this whole thing of having your music on radio and streaming platforms and all that it's worse for independent artists to jump on radio and all that. But for me, I feel like South Africa, like the music industry, should be jumping onto digital platforms. But I think they also held back because traditionally, South Africa is like we still have those traditions whereby you switch on a radio station. Hey,
You have to understand that a lot of people are making money off radio.
Yeah.
And to switch to like that
Radio
digital
sales.
thing.
Radio sales, like the royalties.
Royalties, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But also like the people in the boardrooms, they make a lot of money from like these things, and it's very difficult for them to let go of the idea that radio is a dying thing. You guys are doing podcasts now, and those things are bigger than radio itself. I don't listen to radio. I'm a podcast bro. You know what I mean? And that's how, and that's the direction we're going in. Unfortunately, we're a bit like slow.
We don't have
as a country.
Not really that. I'd say I feel like people that are in the bigger cities, like remote Joes, we are the ones saying that radio has died. But when you look at the numbers, it's a total different conversation.
Twitter is a lie. Twitter's a lie. Just take that home.
Because even if you check with the awards, your summers and whatever, like the whole, remember when Younger won best hip hop, and people were like, why didn't Youngster win it?
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm gonna say it, Youngster had a better album. You know, Youngster had a better drop. The album had a better storytelling and everything. It connected with people. Yes, it connected with people. But what made Younger win was because of the number of plays he got on radio stations.
Utata was doing really well.
Yes.
a nna ne mperekela nna bilane nna ka bona bothata ka taba tse o tlile ke le shapo
Me, I was not a kid.
a nne
Yeah,
ke
no,
tlile
I
ke le
understand. I
shapo nna.
understand. You sound like a hip hop purist, but it's like it's kind of.
Bravo.
Attacked you a little bit.
No. No, it's not an attack. It's not an attack. I'm exactly the same. I like real hip hop, and I like, you know what I mean. But I think like the industry right now is in a weird space because everything is changing so fast.
Yeah.
Because now we had Corona and like we had to change the whole system, like and start all over again. And people had to now figure out ways that work for them in this economy now. You know what I mean? And that's the difficult thing about navigating the industry now as an artist post COVID. Imagine we have pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And ke
now we
bokae di-Deezer sales like e motho ba re ba o tletse go Spotify ha 10,000 o kry-a bokae?
Don't mention Diesel like it's a real thing.
It is a real thing. What do you mean? It's a real thing.
Okay, Spotify.
Okay, Spotify.
iTunes.
Yeah,
no.
but those things don't make.
Oh no.
Dog, those streams like you.
Wena mara wa tella.
You only make a lot of money from streams like if
I just
you're
lost the
Drake.
bag.
You're never getting that Deezer deal.
I'm never getting the bag.
I know what Deezer are ke 1 rand a month wena wa jala
Oh,
wena.
for real? Oh my god.
But I think like those things, man, they don't pay a lot if you're not Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
So
feel like
artists in South
especially
Africa le
SA.
phela ka di-performance.
Yeah, and that's essentially like you could see it hit everyone the hardest when
Yeah.
there were no shows.
Mara mapiano no phela ya tlhobella. So how do we make sure hore hip hop artists continue to get booked or create new spaces where mazaka tlo tsenang re ba tsena bjang?
Nah, I think we have to create our own spaces again. I think we can't rely on promoters because promoters is not we're not what they're looking for at the end of the day. It's a piano's running the country, and it's kind of weird because it's kind of like two genres can't coexist at the same time. There's a space for everything.
I feel like they've been, because you get rappers jumping on Amapiano and started rapping. It's like, one thing about South African sound, it's always been authentic in a way. For instance, Kwaito for me is Amapiano is Kwaito for me. Hip hop is Kwaito for me. So just imagine if we ran with the Kwaito genre and made it the trending genre like Americans did with hip hop. Because I feel Kwaito birthed a lot of genres that we have currently.
Ora re wena champagne o ka repa ka mokgwa re repang ka teng mara ba o tshwara ka beat ya piano ka ba tsena.
Simple fair.
It was
O ka ba
horrible.
tsena wa tlhatlhamolla wena.
Simple fair. I feel like it's too easy.
O ka ba irang wena.
Ngingusiyanda onesibo Mdledle umXhosa ikwaduma waseKapa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Siyathetha kaloku.
Yeah, but I think it's like it's still difficult to navigate that thing. I think South African rap has to create a unity,
Yeah.
and then create our own spaces, and that way we give off the experiences we want to give people. Because essentially now when we go perform at like a gig in Soweto, as soon as a hip hop act comes on, if you're not Ricky Rick or Nasty C or Reese, they're like, yeah, that's their toilet break. You know what I mean?
Nah, but you guys are champagne guys. You guys are
No
different.
matter what
leagues.
he's saying about like
I hear what he's
creating the
saying.
spaces, it's important. Like I feel that like for instance what Shimza did with UR or Kunye or anything.
yeah.
Kuri witsa re, okay, if Lord Lena le ka se boogie Afrotech DJs and never no ka re le buka piano
I'll
fel. Sharp.
his own
Ne ke tla
space.
pathala plega ya.
Oh, so you're basically saying more Mufftown Heights, more baseline.
Yes,
Those
yes.
events aren't
A
around
space,
anymore.
a
No,
space
But
or more.
it is easier to pull those things off because of the sound that's bumping in the country. It's a lot. There are people that are pushing the agenda of having hip hop events now because they can see there's there's a gap,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that gap is not pushing like strongly as much as you'd like it to, because the music that's circulating on television, on Instagram, on radio is Amapiano, and we don't have beef with Amapiano. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm shaking ass to it. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
It's
support
not
it.
like that. It's just the fact that like it is a struggle right now
Yeah.
to get the market for hip hop that's fully going to want to hear hip hop, because there have been events where it's a hip hop event and then at some point, bomba 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they're playing Amapiano just to please the people. You know what I'm saying?
But then what can we do at this point? Would you say platforms like this, the camp, get to tackle those type of conversations so that we come up with a solution for the hip hop industry? Because now we're saying 5 people or there'll be one winner. All these people are getting the opportunities to access the music, the Def Jams, the whatnot, and have those deep conversations. But after giving this person the album or the single and the money and whatnot, what's going to happen after that?
I'm gonna try and put it in your chops.
Ite
man.
in your plan.
I'm gonna try and put it in your chops.
Chop away.
Batho ba ratang hip hop, rekang di ticket. It's
Ba
that
irang?
simple. Just buy the ticket. Just buy the ticket.
Yeah, not right.
If you're about hip hop, just buy the ticket. Try to obviously market it to the people that are looking for that thing. I think there are places where you'll hear a lot of Amapiano and then someone will say, "Ish, maybe even for an hour, just hip hop." Go to those, try and find those people,
Yeah.
market to those people and say, "Hey,
Yes.
look, for this one night in 3 months, because we're not just."
And if you can see an
Understand?
hour of, if the DJ Bakonota an hour of piano and an hour of hip hop, why can't they do an hour of a performance of Tabama piano and then an hour of hip hop performance? Why can't we have that?
I
Mara
do-
why can't the DJ ya khona hala gore o ashu beng se wa tle he beng sa tlo mola Devon Gogo wa tsen biang.
I do want to mention also that hip hop also had a very long run in South Africa, and I think we're forgetting that very detail.
Or arbeitel.
Do you know what I'm saying? It was. I mean, look, we had the AKAs hosting at Zone 6. We had the Nasties hosting at Zone 6 with Bad Hair. We had a lot of it. So
Yeah.
it's not to say
Yeah, the
that.
fill-up.
Yeah, the fill-ups too.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
chance.
Yeah, it's like no, not saying like that, but it's like we now need to find a space where we can all share it. Do you know what I'm saying?
that's right.
Maybe one weekend go Zone 6, get Champagne 69 headline. Maybe another weekend it's the brews. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we're able to make something hot enough, give us a chance. Anyan.
I think the key is just making hot music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's the bottom line.
Is
at the
what
end of the day.
defines hot music.
Also, I want to get to that, and you guys spoke
And
about
how
it a little
easy
bit.
is it to get a really dope track to be playlisted on radio? Because that's where the opportunities
Then you
are.
just have to
and,
be signed.
And the thing
No,
is,
no, no,
you know how we got chele, mara you're an independent
No,
person,
honestly-
and then we go a playlist go radio. Oh God, but alright, this doesn't sound like in
I think
Yaro.
only if you signed, they can push that hip hop track
So
on
but
radio.
never independent.
Guys, come on, tell you, it's not even that hectic.
It's not.
It's like, for instance, for us, we are like signed to like management, right? And we have made friends over the years at like Viacom and like radio stations or whatever. And if they feel like the song is clean enough, the people that we have, they'll be like, okay, cool, we'll put the thing on. You know,
But if I didn't see-
if it's not on, it's not on, dog. If it doesn't shake, it doesn't shake. But I did want to mention, and there was something very important. One of our biggest deals is our performance value. And I think you guys can both vouch for us in saying that our performance value is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're there to show you something
Yeah.
and for you to experience something. And so many people have taken that home.
Yeah.
But now it's like, they don't want to give us that chance to show you how it's actually done. Because everybody wants to be on the stage and not rap your lyrics. No, you have to show the people what the song is about. You give it to them on DSPs, and then when you see them in person,
Yeah,
you're like,
make it come
actually,
alive.
this is how
That's
it's
the other reason why
Yeah,
some
that's
artists
amazing.
can run with songs from
It's like
10
Kala
years
Kala, mara
back.
somebody
This is why
perform.
smoke still bangs.
That smoke's fire, guys.
Ever and ever, amen.
It's my exercise before I go to bed. You know when you have your headphones full blast, you don't want to hear the world.
If you don't buy a ticket, I'm mad at you.
Me,
mad at you.
Me,
If you don't pay, keep up 50.
I went to a special school. I used to get it for free because you understand. But no ways. I'll come through, gents. If
We'll put you right in front.
Please, because I can't see. You have to be in front.
Nah. We got to make a special section.
Guys, actually, as you're talking about this, where can we see that, amazing performance that you're painting a picture of to everyone who's at home? Where can we see Champagne 69 doing the most? What are you guys up to? Busy gang. I just want to know. And I want to be within.
Yeah, we just finished the album. So we just finished the album. I think we're just ready to roll it out. And I think
go crazy with the rollout, guys. Me, I cry about that every time. I feel like a lot of people in South Africa, they don't take, they don't put effort in how they roll out their project.
yeah, and rollouts are really important, especially I think especially for hip hop. Hip hop is based on like a rollout. Like if you don't have a good rollout and you have a hip hop album, it's chai for you because essentially like you have to press people about like listening to your music.
Yeah.
So
When is that album coming out and who is on the album? And do you have any collabs?
Yo, too many. Matlera, Una Rams, Pretty Ugly.
Yeah, real.
You got names that push the hip hop side of things this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
2021 game changer.
But more than that, the real
No, there is
hip.
Blackie in
Who's
there.
saying like?
Yeah, but the real brews that started with us, I'm talking like Letabo Acid, J Molly, like those guys that pushed the SoundCloud era.
Yeah.
We got those guys on too because that's what the project is about.
Dope.
It's about keeping those waves. It's called Waves Never Die. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the name of the
It's
album?
called Waves Never Die.
I feel like SoundCloud never ends, guys. Like there's new artists that are dropping on SoundCloud lately.
Yeah.
Better than the most.
Yeah, Mara, we're not SoundCloud, one TV, dog. You understand? This one is a bit different.
Yes, I think your album, you just to bring the charm.
Yeah.
Dog. You understand?
It's horrible, my track.
16, 17?
It's quite
It's
long.
two.
but I-
We're
but I
making it
think-
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think it's like we've been quiet for a bit, so
Yeah.
it's like we need to give them enough
Yeah.
to sit with
Yeah.
and like indulge in it. You know what I mean?
Ish, please wait. Can you
Just have a long, lengthy conversation about this. I want to listen to it.
Right?
Listening
When are you
session
guys
or what?
giving us exclusive dibs into this album?
Well, we were supposed to have a listening session. We'll add you guys to the list.
Yeah.
Yes.
we'll add you guys
more.
to the list. So when we have it, like you guys, you guys will pull through and you'll give it a listen.
That would really be nice. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, guess what? We just had a nice chat with Champagne 69. Okay?
Do that one more time. Do that one more time.
Champagne 69.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we hear, baby.
That's a snippet, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we hear. That's what we hear. That's why we do what we do.
I know that's how you say it, so I'll never get that wrong. And yeah, it's amazing to see you guys out here. Congratulations on being able to host this big, a competition. I mean, we know that it identifies a lot of what we can hear, the future sounds of South African hip hop music. And shout out to you guys for being able to have a chat with us on Carve Africa. We're really grateful for that. And yeah,
Thank you so much for having us.
Guys, appreciate it.
Yeah.
We love your music. Come through again. That invite, guys, is definitely coming.
Wait,
Like,
hold on,
ready,
hold on.
dog.
Before you finish, I have a question for you guys now. You guys
Okay.
have been interviewed.
Okay.
What do you guys think about when you taking a dump?
Oh, okay. So I take the
yeah.
quickest dump
Okay.
on the planet.
Oh, so
Like,
you focused.
literally, it's more than a minute. Like I was saying, I
think
before,
this is
I don't
me.
believe.
I'm
I don't
serious.
believe.
I take-
Before
I take-
mokgwa wa teng o fitlha, go dinkong tsa ka ne, ke tswile. I get teng.
Now I'm such a red
I get
flag.
it.
I blonde there for
IG dog.
45 minutes.
YouTube dog.
YouTube.
Nah.
Insta, crushing on Namza Mumbara.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Like, it's crazy.
bro, you even warming the seed there, dog.
But
when you
also
get
your
up, it's
dopest
cold.
ideas
Yeah.
come from
That's
the
what you see. That's a
Jeez.
focused man. If you don't want good ideas, don't sit on the toilet for long.
Jesus.
Nakatsa. Anyway, that is Champagne 69. If you want to
Guys,
get in
super,
touch with us,
super lit.
engage with us, have a chat with us, we are at Carve Africa and on all social media platforms. You know what it is. I'm Selepe Maifadi and I'm out.
We out. KV Kev Magic, KV Mohoni is out.
Hape o ka di-magic tsa hae.
Hey, gee.